Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Today we're going to be discussing the energy, the very powerful energy that will be surrounding us this week beginning today, but I'll be speaking more intensively beginning tomorrow, the 18th of October. So the big words for this week are courage, transformation, hope, and optimism. This is a big week. We've got a full moon in Aries, but other things going on as well. I think we should jump right in so it doesn't end up getting to be too long of a video. So let's start with tomorrow, Monday, the 18th of October. We have two planets going direct. The first one is going to be Mercury stationing in the sign of Libra to go direct. It'll remain in shadow until the 2nd of November. However, contracts, that sort of thing, you can move forward with the amount of clarity that will come in at the time when Mercury changes directions. Both planets, because they are stationing to go direct, are at the height of their power. So this power, or excuse me, the energy will be intensified. And I expect with the Mercury in Libra, we're going to get some clarity relative to our relationships and those struggles that may have presented that we are now ready to deal with or have dealt with. And we're getting some of that clarity that's coming in beginning tomorrow. And also tomorrow, as I mentioned, Jupiter is going to go direct in Aquarius. And that speaks of, it's very optimistic energy, but it speaks about individualism, but as well how that individual fits into the collective, and how that integrates with authenticity. Being more authentic within yourself allows you to integrate well within the collective as a whole. But this is a very positive feeling, and that we need to that we should be tapping into over the course of the week. Now, together with these two energies being heightened on this day and also coming out of retrograde season and moving direct, these energies will allow us to be true to ourselves, authentic, and also have the gracious ability to let others do the same. So resonate with that tomorrow, and just kind of let yourself immerse in that energy. That Jupiter optimistic outlook is going to be something that we'll tap into over the course of the week with these other situations that will be presenting themselves. But before we jump into that, I do want to talk to you a little bit about this retrograde season. This retrograde season, which started back last spring, has asked us to review, revise, hold off, don't take action. We may not have all the facts. We may not be seeing things clearly. And now we've got 4 planets that are going direct, and they've done so since the beginning of the month, and it's only, the 16th, 17th. So there is some huge momentum now that we can tap into. And when a planet changes direction and goes direct, we're going to get some clarity there too. So we've got momentum that now we can take actions with clarity. And it also, we've spent some time reflecting when a planet is retrograde, let alone as many as we have realized over the past few months. We've really sat down and revised, reviewed, been quiet, sat with, really trying to extract out of that energy what it is that we need to know, or what it is that we need to change once that planet starts going forward again. And lo and behold, here it is, this third week of October. And by Saturday, guess what? It's Scorpio season. Happy birthday, Scorpio. Scorpios are all about transformation beneath the surface. It is also psychic, intuitive ability, as very similar to Pisces. So we can use that to our advantage. So with Scorpio season coming in after we've had some squares. Today, the Sun is square Pluto. We've talked about that in the last video. And then the Sun is going to, or excuse me, Mars is going to square Pluto on Friday. So Mars and Pluto are also the ancient and current ruler of the sign of Scorpio. So talk about intense energy. By the time we hit Saturday, this is our week. These squares with Pluto, the Scorpio season coming in, and the trine, this wonderful trine that we're going to be feeling on Tuesday, which is Mars trine Jupiter. Again, that very hopeful energy and taking action with hope in mind. The squares and all of that energy is necessary. So we know we have to do something. We know we have to do something. We've sat with energy. We've been, I don't want to say forced, but truly, we haven't been able to take action in some areas for quite some time. And we're ready for action. We're ready to jump in the game. We're ready to get off the bench, and we're ready to make some transformational changes. That's where Pluto comes in. That's where squares come in. So now we are going to have the power necessary with the clarity that these planets now growing direct is going to afford us to make transformations in our lives that will affect us individually, but also heal lineage issues, but also will allow the collective to do the same. As we change as an individual, because we are all connected, we will be also changing the collective as a whole. We are going to realize with these squares, Pluto squares specifically with the Sun today, and then Pluto Mars on Friday, we're going to realize that we can undergo transformation without it having to be a fear-based process, right? I'm a fixed sign, so change does not come easy for me. And I can reassure you, in the past 4 days, as this energy came up in my world, there was a specific situation that I needed to change. I could feel it. There's nothing I could do about it. It was making me crazy. So what did I do? I sat with that fear. I decided that I was not going to allow the fear itself to be the catalyst for change. What I needed to do was go one step deeper and sit with that fear. Sit right across from it, stare it down, and open myself wide to say, why am I facing this now? There must be some transformational aspect of myself that needs to take place in order for me to find some peace and clarity. And you know what? It came almost instantaneously. So I'm changing the way that transformation, that I view transformation. It's no longer fear-based. It does not have to be. I am going to accept the transformational change as a growth time. And when it is coupled with the trine with Jupiter at the time of the full moon, but also Jupiter going direct in Aquarius, which is individualism, but as well as that for the collective, those energies combined are going to allow me to transform, and have allowed me to transform my mindset. Just looking at things differently. The fear does not have a hold any longer in that area of my life. Doesn't mean I never have to face fears, but it's given me the courage to be able to face the fears that I need to. Now, numerology, real quick, before I jump ahead to the full moon, but this full moon is occurring on Wednesday, 10/20/2021. If you do the math, that means 8. 8 is courage. It's the sign of infinity. So here we go. Get that courage. Sit with your fears. Transform your mindset for yourself, but also for the greater good of all. You can use this very 5-dimensional means of transformation in any area of your life that crops up this week, beginning today, or possibly even beginning last week, or through the Mercury retrograde season relative to relationships, so that you can transform whatever that circumstance is with optimism and peace and hope. Open yourself up to it. Allow the transformation to make the changes necessary. It will lose its grip on you from a fear-based reality. I'm open to it. I'm allowing it. Please have your way with me. Oh, please, Mr. Transformation and Pluto, so that I can take the next step. I don't have to be stuck. stuck. We're only stuck when we want to be stuck, when we can't see, can't help ourselves dive deep and make the changes that are necessary. We don't have to deal with lifetimes or life cycles of understanding that living by fear is the only way to live, or allowing fear to be what transforms us. Now we can step into the courage of facing our fears and allow that progress to just take place. We are literally this week creating new ways of understanding what meaningful change means to you. And when you tap into that tension, don't shy away from it. Step into it. Step right into that tension. Sit down with it. No outward aggressive behavior, please. That fear-based outward aggression is three-dimensional. Go inside with it. Step into it. Sit across from it. Tap into that fear. Tap into the tension. And be okay with it. Understand it's there for purpose, and the purpose is to transform you to a higher, greater level of yourself and being, higher frequency of yourself. So no more fear-based actions, no more fear-based reactions. We've got a lot of Mars energy this week as well, a lot of Pluto energy this week, and full moon in Aries. So that is a lot of assertive, aggressive energy. Let's harness it and use it for internal transformational purposes. So let's talk about that full moon. So on Wednesday, we've got a full moon in Aries. And as I mentioned, the numerology equals the number 8, which is also the infinity sign. And I think that's important to note. Aries is very unbridled energy. It is the first sign of the zodiac. And it is raw. It is very youthful. I am power. I am. And at the other end of that, we've got Libra. So we've got the moon is in Aries, and the sun will be in Libra, which is Libra is equal, relationships, balance. So we need to find the equilibrium in that as well at the time of this full moon. But also at the time of the full moon, we've got Sun and Mars in Libra. Again, balance. We can tap into this Libra energy for balance, and also to allow us to see our relationships from a more balanced perspective, but also allow us to apply justice to some of these situations as well, even if it is karmic justice too. Then we've got this, the sun and the moon are square Pluto and Capricorn. Again, another Pluto square that we're dealing with this week. Where are you frustrated at the time? If you haven't dealt with it prior to Wednesday, on Wednesday, where are you frustrated? What is it that really needs a change that can no longer be swept under the rug or just not dealt with? I'm gonna avoid it for the time being. Where is that change needed? Where do you need to transform? Then sit with it. Tap into the tension. Understand it's there for purpose. See if you can't tweak your mindset just a bit to allow that transformation to do what it needs to do, so that when you come out of that anxiety, you come out of the frustration, you come out of the tension, that you have instigated and aligned with five-dimensional energy, a greater understanding of yourself and others for the purpose of transformation and growth. There's a lot of cardinal energy associated with this full moon too. Cardinal energy it's very instigating. So it's proper time for change. It is Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, associated with your first breath. It's associated with newness, new beginnings. So we can really, literally stop that fear-based fear of squares, fear of transformation. We have the ability this week to take all of this energy and push the ball downfield without any fears associated with it. These personal transformations, they are for purpose, and these personal transformations are for purpose of changing our circumstances. Sometimes it's as easy as a mindset, but changing our circumstances, and then that positively affects the collective. That's huge. That's huge. We got big time energy this week, folks. And when you show appreciation for the change, you're grateful for it. And when you're grateful for anything, the universe is going to match that energy and show you gratitude in return. Be that through peace, be that through just calm, that inner calm that you get when everything is copacetic. When you lose your fixation for a result, like I'm going to form a transformation, but this is the result I want to get when I instigate this change. If you can lose the fixation with the outcome of any given change, that truly is where you'll find peace. So trust in the universe. Know the universe's plan is far better than anything that I certainly can conjure up in my mind, or any of us can conjure up. And if we can just release the fear, allow the transformation to take place, and trust in the universe in this process, allowing the 5-dimensional energy to take over and guide you to the direction that you need to go, I promise you, you will not be dissatisfied in the outcome, whatever that outcome is, because it will most likely be peace, clarity, understanding, and love, not only for yourself, but for the collective. Now, as I mentioned, this retrograde season, well, let's back up. 2020 was an amazing time of growth and understanding, maybe not understanding, growth for the collective. And then we've had this retrograde season where we have had to sit with many planets in being still or retrograde action, forcing us to review, revise, rethink, redo. The collective as a whole is really ready for change. So what better time for this full moon in Aries to instigate some changes with some hard aspects, some square aspects with Pluto. However, being washed over with very positive aspects, that trine with Jupiter, positivity, optimism, all of that is here for us to tap into. And then the nodes change. So we've got the full moon in Aries. We are instigating change on a personal, digging deep in a personal level that will positively affect the collective. We've got eclipse season starting next month. Then we have the nodal shift in January. And then we've got the USA's Pluto return to the exact same spot in Capricorn that it was on July 4th, 1776 in Philadelphia. The collective is ready to make the shift, and you are leading the way. It is so important to align with that 5-dimensional energy so that you can be the leader that you are, the light that you are, that changes and flips the experience for the collective. You can integrate with 5-dimensional reality. You can use all of this energy to your benefit so that you can see manifestation, and that so you can also be a beacon of light for others that are seeking that level of change. They may be on a little different path than you are right now, but you can be the leader in that charge. I guess I'll leave this with you. Knowing the energy this week, knowing that this massive transformation is taking place on a very grand scale and will continue to with the nodal shifts, how will you use your power of transformation to align with 5-dimensional energy for the greater good of all? Think about that. I will leave it right there. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you know someone who could be helped by this video, please do share it with them. And if you want to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button. As always, it's my pleasure to be here with you today, and I will be with you every step of the way this week. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. I will be replying back to you as soon as I am able. It's a big week. Namaste.